Tuesday edition of the show, and pleased to be joined at this time back on the air, Steve, and we finally got some players on live with us. Is this great or what? So two members of the rookie class from the Buffalo Bills, Gabe Davis, the wide receiver, 4th-round draft choice, and 7th-round draft choice, Dane Jackson, the cornerback. Guys, great to have you on at the same time. You guys have a unique connection before you even got to Buffalo and became teammates, which we'll get to in a second, but how has this run-up to training camp been treating you guys? How does it feel to finally be back on the field as professionals? Gabe, we'll start with you.
It's just a blessing. Feels great. Just the other day, I was talking to one of the coaches and looking at my helmet and seeing that Bills go across it. It's surreal to me to know that I'm in the NFL, and it's great to be here. And I'm, happy to be in Buffalo and be able to start my career here.
Dane, what about you? I mean, a 3-4 month layoff here, 5-month layoff, and now you're finally running around doing football stuff.
Right. I mean, like Gabe said, it just feels good to be out there on that field, running around, getting those physical reps, getting more comfortable with the defense and the scheme, being with those guys that you watched on TV for years, just being out there and being able to rep with those guys, it's a great feeling.
Gabe, you and Isaiah Hodgins, two wide receivers, got drafted this year. You came in the early returns. We've heard a lot of feedback about how on top of it you guys are with your assignments, where you're supposed to go, learning the language of the offense. How hard has that been, given the fact you've done everything on a computer screen? You've had, it's been classroom work rather than on-the-field stuff. How tough has that been for you and Isaiah?
I feel like it was pretty well. The coaches did really well teaching the material. We had a lot of note cards and, just constantly going through those. I feel like that was the best way for both of us to study and get to know what to do. And, we got together throughout the summertime to go, walk through and run through these plays and get a feel for everything. So I feel like the way we attacked it was the best way.
And then, Dane, you and Gabe are both part of position groups that have a strong veteran presence in the room. I know it's only been a few days now that you've been with those vets working. How beneficial, though, have you found that to be, as a rookie looking to be a sponge?
It's been very beneficial for us rookies coming in because our vets are so open or so willing to teach us. Any questions we have, they're there to, answer them on the field. If we have problems, they're there to fix them and actually talk us through what needs to be done. So it's been very beneficial for us.
Gabe, you come into the NFL, you're working with Brian Daboll's offense. It's an offense that's kind of versatile. It's designed to take advantage of matchups from week to week. It can change vastly. How hard has it been to digest all of that, and how far along in that process do you feel you are?
For me, I feel like I'm pretty far in the process. Again, like I said before, I had a lot of help, from Matt Barkley, Josh, Jake Davis, Isaiah, all the guys helping me to learn this offense the best way I can. And I'm just trying to, take advantage of my opportunity to keep studying, keep working, and, just stay on top of everything.
All right, guys. So now that we've got through the particulars of how camp's going, it's time to have a little fun with you two, because the connection that you guys share is you faced each other on the field in a game setting before, and the last time was almost a year ago now. It was September 19th, 2019, UCF versus Pitt at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, and we got some highlights that we're rolling right now. But, Dane, I want to start with you. Because this was kind of a big game for you guys. UCF's coming in, winning 27 of the last 28. They hadn't lost a regular season game since like 2016. What do you remember most about the vibe for that game, and how did the emotion and intensity kind of shift and change as the game went on for you, Dane?
All week we knew that they were coming in and they were the team to beat. They were the team to beat around the nation. They had a lot of talk around them, and they showed that every single week. So we knew that we had to come in on our A game. As the game went on, it was a tight game in the beginning. So that kind of got our guys more involved in it. And as it went on, we just kind of kept coming and kept coming.
And Gabe, what was your take going in, and then as the game unfolded, it kind of shifted? It shifted and changed a lot there.
For us, we knew what happened the previous year, that they were gonna, come in and give us their all, and I feel like we probably took it, a little lightly, but at the end they still went in and competed. They ended up on top. Those guys came in, they worked, they took advantage of their opportunity and really showed out.
Gabe, you know, we saw the highlights of it. You had a huge game. You had 10 catches for 151 yards, a couple of touchdowns. You actually gave your team a 10-point lead with about 20 minutes to go in that game. What do you remember about those scores?
I don't really even remember too much. I just know before that week they're going to put the bigger, longer corner on me. I didn't really get to see Dane that much like I did the previous year. But I just knew the game plan, knew it was going to happen. So, just prepared all week to be able to come out and compete with them.
And Dane, I believe you were the leading tackler in the game for your team, and I think you made the last tackle of the game to kind of seal the 1-point win. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that was me.
So that highlight we saw is you run them down the field after you made the tackle to kind of seal the game.
Yeah, they had a good. Actually, when we looked at it in film, they were drawing up a nice play. If I wouldn't have made that tackle, they would have had something big on it. So I'm happy I was able to be in position to.
And speaking of trick plays, I know a lot was made of the play that kind of gave you guys the 1-point lead with a minute left. I know Coach Narduzzi kind of drew something up that was similar to Philly special at the Eagles run in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Did he put that in practice during the week? Because from what I understand, it worked against your defense in practice pretty well, like the Thursday before the game.
Yeah, he put it in. It did work really well. So, but I didn't expect him to call it in the game. So I'm happy we were able to practice it, and execute it in practice, so we could actually get a good looking game in the game.
What's it make the both of you feel? I mean, Gabe, I'll start with you. You played against this guy. It was a great game. A lot of respect goes around when you play guys and they play well against you. And now to have both of you wearing the same helmet at the next level of football, it's got to feel pretty good for both of you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got a lot of respect for Dane. He's a great guy, great dude, great player. As soon as they said his name came across that TV, I knew something special was going to happen. I knew I feel like he's going to, be a great part of this team, and I'm happy to be, part of it with him. And
Dane, are you giving any of your fellow defensive backs any tips on Gabe's tendencies since you've seen him a couple of times?
I mean, he's a great receiver, big, strong, fast. When he puts his head down, you got to get on your horses too. So. It's just been great competing with him for the past 2 years, and now being on the same team, we're able to take it to the next level together.
Finally, guys, as focused as you are on getting ready for your own season, which is coming up in about 4 weeks, how has all the uncertainty concerning college football grabbed both of you? It looks like the chances for college football are not looking great right now. I'm just kind of curious, being so recently removed from it, how is all this news kind of grabbing you right now?
For me, I really don't even know. It's everything that's happening this year is it's the first time all this has ever happened. So I'm just going by what I see on TV and on social media, and I just do my part here every single day and focus on what I got going on here.
Dane, how about you? You hearing from any of your former college teammates? Like, are they gripping a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, just guys who were in a position to come out last year and stay, those guys are kind of in the bind, but, everything's going to work out, I feel, in their favor, as long as they keep working. There's guys opting out, stuff like that. So, I mean, they just got to keep working and hoping for the best.
Dane, Gabe, guys, thanks so much for spending some time with us. Good luck. We hope to see you on Sundays in the fall here. We're looking forward to watching you play and practice. Good luck and stay healthy, okay?
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks for the time, fellas. And hopefully at some point in time we can actually sit across from him at a table and interview him in the studio. But, right. I mean, thanks to our guys hopefully in the control room for making this thing work because, right. As you could see, those two guys are on different iPads because they have to socially distance. You and I are 6 feet away over here because we have to socially distance, but we pulled it off. So
hopefully they won't be 5-year vets before we actually get to shake their hand.
But good to hear from a couple of members of the rookie class as real training camp really kind of gets underway over the weekend. They're still doing phase 2 here. conditioning and other stuff. And we just thought it would be a fun thing to talk to them about because those guys had played each other each of the last 2 years, UCF and Pitt, and sometimes they were directly across from one another, more so in the 2018 game than the game last year. But, man, I saw highlights from that game, back in September, just watching, some college football highlights. And, man, that was a barn burner of a game. 35-34 was the final. Pitt pulling off the upset over UCF.
And it wasn't an upset.
Yeah.
UCF had won
they won their last
28-1 or something.
They were
like
won their last 27 regular season games in a row. Their only loss was to LSU, who won the national title last year, the previous year in a bowl game. So that's why I wanted to get their thoughts. Thought it would be fun to kind of have them. They didn't really want to jaw jack back and forth at each other. I think Dane's pretty happy they came out with the victory. But Gabe had a monster game. So just fun to kind of catch up with them and get their thoughts and memories on what was a very special game at the collegiate level. Steve and I will take a break, but when we come back, more One Bills Live coming your way. We'll have it all for you here coming up shortly. It's One Bills Live presented by Kaleida Health. This is Buffalo Bills Radio.